Hello, everybody. Welcome to Storytime. I'll be reading A Day When Frogs Wear Shoes by Anne Cameron. Storytime, you guys. I hope you're ready. This story is called A Day When Frogs Wear Shoes. A Day When Frog Wear Shoes. And it's by Julian Tells and illustrated by Anne Cameron. A day when frogs wear shoes. Wow, let's find out what happens. My little brother Huey, my best friend, Gloria, and I were sitting on our front steps. It was one of those hot summer days when everything stands still. We didn't know what to do. We were watching the grass grow. It didn't grow fast. You know something, Gloria said? This is a slow day. It's so slow the dogs don't bark, Huey said. It's so slow the flies don't fly, Gloria said. It's so slow the ice cream wouldn't melt, I said. If you had any ice cream, Huey said. But we don't, Gloria said. We watched the grass some more. We better do something, I said. Like what? Gloria asked. We could go visit Dad, Huey said. That's a terrible idea, I said. Why? Huey said. I like visiting Dad. My father has a shop about a mile from our house where he fixes cars. Usually it is fun to visit him if he has customers. He always introduces us as if we were important guests. If he doesn't have company, sometimes he lets us ride in the car he puts up on the lift. Sometimes he buys us treats. Huey said. Huey, I said. Usually visiting Dad is a good idea. Today, it's a dangerous idea. Why? Gloria said. Why? Because we're bored, I said. My dad hates it when people are bored. He says the world is so interesting, nobody should ever be bored. I see, Gloria said, as if she didn't. So we'll go see him, Huey said, and we just won't tell him that we're bored. We're bored, but we won't tell him. Just so you remember that, I said. Oh, I'll remember, Huey said. Huey was wearing his angel look. When he has that look, you know he'll never remember anything. Huey and I put on sweatbands. Gloria put on dark glasses, and we started out. The sun shined up at us from the sidewalks. Even the shadows on the streets were hot as blankets. Huey picked up a stick and scratched it along the sidewalk. Oh, we're bored, he muttered. Bored, 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 bored. Huey, I yelled. I wasn't bored anymore. I was nervous. Finally, we reached a sign. The sign says, Ralph's Car Hospital. Punctures, rust, dents, and bashes. Bad brakes, unusual complaints. That's my dad's sign. My dad is Ralph. And that's the sign right here. The parking lot had 3 cars in it. Dad was inside the shop, lifting the hood of another car. He didn't have any customers with him, so we didn't get to shake hands and feel like visiting mayors and congressmen and congresswomen. Hi, Dad, I said. Hi, my dad said. Where? Huey said. I didn't trust Huey. I stepped on his foot. We're on a hike, I said. Well, nice of you to stop by, my father said. If you want, you can stay a while and help me. Okay, we said. So Huey sorted nuts and bolts, Gloria shined fenders with a rag. I held a new windshield wiper while my dad put it on the window of the car. Nice work, Huey and Julian and Gloria, my dad said when we were done. And then he sent us to the store across the street to buy paper cups and ice cubes and a can of frozen lemonade. We mixed the lemonade in the shop. Then we sat out under one of the trees by the side of the driveway and drank all of it. Good lemonade, my father said. So what are you kids going to do now? Oh, hike, I said. You know, my father answered, I'm surprised at you kids picking a hot day like today for a hike. The ground is so hot. On a day like this, frogs wear shoes. They do, Huey said. Especially if they go hiking, my father said. Of course, a lot of frogs on a day like this would stay home. So I wonder why you kids are hiking. Sometimes my father notices too much. Then he gets yellow lights shining in his eyes, asking you to tell the whole truth. That's when I know to look at my feet. Oh, I said, we like hiking. But Gloria didn't know any better. She looked into my father's eyes. Really? She said, this wasn't a real hike. We came to see you. Oh, I see, my father said, looking pleased. Because we were bored, Huey said. My father jumped up so fast, he tipped over his lemonade cup. Bored, my father yelled. You were bored? That Huey. He picked up his cup and waved it in the air. And you think I don't get bored? My father roared, sprinkling out a few last drops of lemonade from his cup. You think I don't get bored fixing cars when it's hot enough that frogs wear shoes? This is such an interesting world that nobody should ever get bored. That's what you said. I remembered him. Last week, Huey added. My father said. He got quiet. He rubbed his hand over his mouth the way he does when he's thinking. Why, of course, my father said. I remember that. And it's the perfect, absolute truth. People absolutely should not get bored. However, he paused. It just happens that sometimes they do. My father rubbed a line in the dirt with his shoe. He was thinking so hard I could see his thoughts standing by the tree and sitting on all the fenders of the cars. You know, if you were three, he said, if you three would kindly help me some more, I could leave a half hour early and we could drive down by the river. We'll help, I said. Yes, and then we can look for frogs, Huey said. So we stayed. We learned how to make a signal light blink. And afterwards, on the way to the river, my dad bought us all ice cream cones. The ice cream did melt. Huey's melted all down the front of his shirt. It took him 10 paper napkins and the river to clean up. After Huey's shirt was clean, we took our shoes and socks off and went wading. We looked for special rocks under the water, the ones that are beautiful until you take them out of the water. Then they just look dirty and not so bright. We found skipping stones and tried to see who could get the most skips from a stone. We saw a school of minnows growing as fast as they could get away from us. But we didn't see any frogs. If you want to see frogs, my dad said, you'll have to walk down the banks a ways and look hard. So we decided to do that. Fine, my father said, but I'll stay here. I think I'm ready for a little nap. Naps are boring, we said. There they are looking. Sometimes it's nice to be bored, my father said. We left him with his eyes closed, sitting under a tree. Huey saw the first frog. He almost stepped on it. It jumped into the water, and we ran after it. Huey caught it and picked it up, and then I saw another one. I grabbed it. It was slippery and strong, and its body was cold, just like it wasn't the middle of summer. Then Gloria caught one too, the frogs wiggling in their hands, and we felt their hearts beating. Huey looked at their funny webbed feet. Their feet are good for swimming, he said. But Dad is wrong. They don't wear shoes. No way, Gloria said. They sure don't wear shoes. I'll go tell him, I said. We threw our frogs back into the river. They made little trails swimming around away from us. And then we went back to my father. He was sitting under the tree with his eyes shut. It looked like he hadn't moved an inch. We found frogs, Huey said. And we've got news for you. They don't wear shoes. My father's eyes opened. They don't, he said. Well, I can't be right about everything. Dry your feet, put your shoes on. It's time to go. We all sat down to put on our shoes. I pulled out a sock and put it on. I stuck my foot into my shoe. My foot wouldn't go in. I picked up the shoe and looked inside. Oh no, I yelled. There were two little eyes inside my shoe looking out at me. Huey and Gloria grabbed their socks. All our shoes had frogs in them. Every one. What did I tell you? My father said. You were right, we said. It's a day when frogs wear shoes. Oh, isn't that sweet? So Julian's father said the world is so interesting that nobody should ever be bored. Do you agree? Do you agree? Why or why not? Is Julian correct when he says that visiting Dad is a dangerous idea? Was he correct? Tell why you think as you do. So let me know what you think about that question. Is Julian correct when he says that visiting Dad is a dangerous idea? The next question, what does Dad mean when he says that frogs wear shoes? What does that mean? And I want you to write something. Imagine you spent a hot summer day near a river. Write a letter to a friend telling about what you did. So imagine you spent a whole summer day near a river. We want you to write a letter to a friend telling all about what you did. All right, share this with your family, share it with your friends, kids, share it with everybody. PROMOSTK, ASMR sounds, and you'll get another story time. Thank you guys for listening. I so enjoyed reading you this book. And again, if you want to go back and read it again, always come back to my channel. It's called A Day When Frogs Wear Shoes. It's written by Julian Tells and illustrated by Anne Sterno, and Anne Cameron. All right, you guys, thank you so much. You guys sat there so good. I'm so glad you enjoy listening to me read. Come back again and we'll have another story time. Thank you. Please answer these questions in the comment section below, and like, comment, subscribe, and share with everyone. Thank you so much.